down 45% in 2022. Is Etsy stock a buy for 2023? Let's answer that question in this video, so stay tuned till the end. The first thing I want to look at is Etsy's quarterly revenue growth year over year going back to before 2019. And what you see is very nice revenue growth with an explosion in the middle. Of course, this was during the pandemic when Etsy made a fortune from consumers coming to the platform buying custom made masks. Because remember, we all had to wear masks. And some of you, depending on where you are in the world today, you may still be having to wear a mask around. But Etsy considerably benefited from that, and now its growth has moderated, but still double-digit growth, 11% growth in the most recent quarter, even as consumers have chosen to not spend so much money online and they're spending more money on away from home channels, going out more, and all of that. Despite those headwinds, Etsy was able to deliver 11% revenue growth, which was impressive. Since it's growing so nicely, let's look at its operating income, and the company is doing very well with profitability. You see operating income steadily positive and increasing, right? We could start the trend from here and draw a nice upward line, even ignoring the boom times when sales exploded. We can just kind of draw a more conservative line below, and you can see an upward trend from operating income, quarterly profit of 90 million in its most recent quarter. And this makes sense for the company. This is why, if you've been following my channel, one of my favorite type of companies to invest in are these kinds of asset light companies. Etsy does not own any of the inventory that's sold on its platform. It merely brings together buyers and sellers and takes a percentage from each of the transaction that happens on the platform. Doesn't deal with fulfillment and logistics and shipping and handling. All of that can get really expensive, and that's what gets Amazon in trouble in terms of profitability. That's where its profits are really, really light and skinny, is in because of that fulfillment and logistics. And so Etsy doesn't have to deal with that, and it is able to generate very healthy profits. I really like that. The next thing I want to look at is its cash flow from operations, and this is an even better trend here. You see it's relatively flat beginning, and it's just exploded recently as it has scaled up. It's been earning a lot of cash flow from operations. This is really good news for investors as revenue growth has accelerated. It's driving operating profitability growth, and it's exploding cash flow from operations. This is really good for individuals looking at Etsy stock. And finally, let's look at Etsy's valuation. It's We can look at the forward PE ratio because it's generating profitability, and it's trading at a forward PE of 29.49, a little bit higher than the low point of less than 20. Forward PE ratio of less than 20. Of course, if you had been following my channel throughout this year, and if you'd been reading my articles, I've been recommending Etsy stock for a long time now. So you could have bought Etsy at a lower valuation. Still, even at a price to earnings forward of 29, I think Etsy is an excellent stock to buy for 2023 for all of the reasons we saw earlier: growing revenue, growing profit, growing cash flow, asset light business model. I like all of that. Etsy is one of my favorite stocks to buy in 2023. All right, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. I want to thank the Motley Fool for sponsoring this video. Visit fool.com/parkev for the 10 best stocks to buy now.